So you made it to Exultia, and you just can't seem to get past those goddamn tentacles.
Hard to survive Ultra Nightmare Run.
And don't even get me started on constantly hearing King Novik.
Against all the evil that hell.
Mainly hard to survive Ultra Nightmare Run. As for the
So we already did Hell on Earth. In case you missed that video, this is a level by level guide on how to master Ultra Nightmare mode and get you those shiny gold loots. The Hell on Earth video, which you can click right here in the top right hand corner of your screen, is a foolproof method to make Hell on Earth your bitch, from ammo conservation to a solid method to dealing with Arachnotrons. It's a great guide and frankly one of the few videos I'm actually proud of, so share it. Anyways, at the start of Exultia we get our Flame Belch and the first of our Sentinel Crystals. I don't know how anyone else does it, but this is what I do. I use my first Sentinel Crystal on health here, and then the armor in the same bracket so I can increase the amount of times I can light demons on fire for that sweet, sweet armor. And then after getting a lower cooldown for the Flame Belch, I pick up an ammo crystal, whether from Loot Magnet or Napalm, really doesn't matter. To be honest with you, I kind of jump around after that initial Flame Belch cooldown, although I always ensure I get the ability of the specific bracket that I invested in before moving on to something else. I would say get a feel for how you're playing during the time of picking up your Flame Belch cooldown, and from there, you can decide what you want to do next. Either way, I do recommend your third crystal goes to your ammunition. With that done, let's get into the first encounter on Exultia. Now in this first area, you're basically going to be dealing with two small waves of enemies. The first wave consists of a soldier, a gargoyle, and 2 imps. As soon as you take them out, a second wave is going to spawn consisting of 2 gargoyles, a cacodemon, which sometimes glitches out and dies spontaneously. Don't count on that, but just be aware you might get a free pass if you're lucky. A soldier and 2 zombies, with these 3 specifically coming from the balcony you entered the arena from. Now as usual, prioritize the cacodemon, then the 2 gargoyles, then the soldier, and finally the 2 zombies. I just want to point out the cacodemon always spawns in the exact same spot, so as soon as you take out those 4 enemies, immediately just turn around and face the cacodemon head on. Now I know the gargoyles can be a little bit much for some people as they are pretty elusive, so what I'd suggest is maybe taking out any of the red barrels near you and use the pillars as cover and only shoot at the gargoyles when they're standing still. Also be aware, once you kill everything in this area, the game is going to introduce you to the first Hell Knight, so if you aren't ready for him, maybe Flame Belch the 2 zombies for some armor and let them feed you some extra armor and give you a little extra time to breathe. There's no rush here. I'd also say don't use any of your chainsaws here, as we're saving them again for someone very special. Besides, once those doors open, there's plenty of ammunition to pick up inside of that room, and in this back corner right here behind this breakable wall, there's some armor for you as well. The beginning of Exultia is pretty forgiving if you took a lot of damage, so don't panic, because again, you have that Flame Belch, you have that armor back there, you have all this ammunition and health you can pick up in this room, so you're okay. And the usual technique I use on this first Hell Knight is, I like to backpedal, let him come to me. You can also stagger him by landing a grenade on him, or if you're going for a glory kill, a full volley of micro missiles and 2 sticky bombs should put him in a glory state kill. Either way, you're going to want to backpedal. If he is jumping towards you before he lands, you're going to want to jump and move out of the way so that way his blast radius of that ground slam doesn't affect you. From here, we're going to head into the room that Hell Knight came from, pick up any resources you might need, whether if it's health, armor, ammunition, and then we're going to grab the Blood Punch. Don't use it just yet. We're going to jump over the zombies, sticky bomb this group of demons, and if need be, hit them with a Flame Belch and glory kill any of them that wasn't killed by that sticky bomb. Then we're going to go over, drop a grenade on this crowd, and it's time to swoop up your first rune. Again, I think this is something that goes based off of personal preference and playstyle. Some people prefer Chrono Strike, which is basically the rune that slows down time when you're using the mod. I think it's while you're in mid-air. I personally don't use it. I feel like it messes up the flow of combat too much. Some like having saving throw, you cheating bastards, and I actually prefer my first rune to be Equipment Fiend. That coupled with the cooldown from your Sentinel Crystals equals a lot of unwarranted confidence. But it fits my playstyle and has never failed me as my first rune decision. I also want to point out, for extra confidence, if you take this monkey bar right here, up on top will be another Sentinel armor pickup in place of this extra life. But after this, you're going to head down halfway, take out the soldier, because if you let him live, he's just going to jump down and fight you on the ground, which is something you don't want to have happen since you're already going to be fighting 2 other soldiers and a Hell Knight. But after you take out the soldier, you're going to turn around and hit this other soldier with a sticky bomb, move into this hallway, and focus exclusively on this Hell Knight, although be aware at least that there is another soldier somewhere to your left. And again, a good method for the Hell Knight is 2 sticky bombs and a full volley of micro missiles, and then take out the remaining soldier. Now this part is where I always used to have trouble while running across this damn bridge. There's gonna be 2 gargoyles on your left as you're running across, and sometimes an imp on your right. If not, that imp will be on the other end of the bridge. We're gonna just ignore the imp altogether. What I tend to do is fire a volley of micro missiles at the 2 gargoyles, ignore the imp, and immediately sticky bomb the cacodemon on the other side of the bridge. If you're confident in landing a grenade, that works too. If you end up getting hit by the cacodemon's projectiles, that's fine. Just flame belch him and then glory kill him. After you kill this cacodemon, there's going to be one spawning immediately to your left. If you do this too quickly, you might shoot your sticky bomb straight through him, or you might land the sticky bomb underneath him. Either way, that's fine. Just wait a second for him to move closer to you, and then just land another bomb in his mouth. After the second cacodemon, there's going to be a third one, and just repeat the same thing. If you end up getting hit during this process, just flame belch this last cacodemon, glory kill him, and then directly underneath where that cacodemon spawned, there's going to be an Arachnotron spawn. With the Arachnotron, you can do one of 2 things. You can straight up chainsaw him like I mentioned, or you can blood punch him, sticky bomb, and then full volley of micro missiles, kind of like the method I showed you from the previous Hell on Earth guide. Whatever your decision is, I recommend you don't pick up that fuel canister by mistake that the Arachnotron spawns on, because we're going to use that as a second, or if you end up chainsawing a fodder demon, a third chainsaw generation on a Hell Knight. After those first 3 cacodemons and that Arachnotron, all you got to deal with are soldiers and imps. Just be aware there are red barrels in the center of the arena, and there's another red barrel over by where that second cacodemon spawned. We actually come back into this arena after getting your dash. If that barrel by that second cacodemon spawn didn't explode, we can use that on the Hell Knight that we got to deal with later. Now fast forward the cutscene and the platforming to when we come back to the same exact arena. Now the floor is going to be electrified, so you want to stay out of the center and work your way around on the outside elevated platforms. What I like to do is come over here to this platform on the right, wait till the Hell Knight's kind of mid-air, hit him with the sticky bomb, so that way that sticky bomb can make that red barrel go off. If that red barrel isn't there, that's fine, just hit him 2 times with the sticky bomb and just stay on the move. You don't want to get hit by any of his ground slams. As you notice, I was moving kind of from platform to platform, so that way whenever he landed in a certain spot, I was behind him. If he does end up tagging you, or if that cacodemon does end up getting a little too close, for comfort, hit the cacodemon with a sticky bomb, take him out, and then focus on the Hell Knight. Just so you know though, as soon as you kill that cacodemon, a second Hell Knight is going to spawn from the broken bridge that we initially entered this area from. And just like with the first Hell Knight, you kind of want to stay on the move. Dash comes incredibly handy here, where you don't have that elevated platform to kind of keep that barrier. At least you have a dash that'll get you a little further out of his reach. After the 2 Hell Knights and the cacodemon, there's some imps that you want to take out, and that's it. I also recommend in this area to take out a secret encounter over here on the right, as it's basically just 2 cacodemons and it's an extra weapon point. So why the hell not? Now this is where the game gets a bit more interesting. After going through the portal, we have some soldiers and gargoyles always on the left here, and on the right, literally right next to this red barrel, a revenant always spawns. Down the middle, you're going to notice that there's a third fuel canister. Now the way I normally go about this fight is I sticky bomb the group on the left, try to hit it in the middle so that way I can hopefully get all of the enemies, if not most of them, into a glory kill, and then immediately turn your attention to the revenant, plasma rifle the red barrel, fire off 2 sticky bombs, and if need be, finish him off with a few more shots from the plasma rifle. Or in the gameplay's case here, 2 sticky bombs, a regular shotgun blast, and a flame belch for a glory kill and some extra armor. Once the revenant is taken care of, I turn around and take care of the remaining demons that I initially fired my sticky bomb at. After this, head over, pick up that fuel canister, and move over to this ledge, although quickly back up, as moving to this ledge, you're going to trigger a Hell Knight and cacodemon spawn, and if you're too close to that ledge, that Hell Knight's going to hit you. Now from here on, your charged chainsaw is basically a saving grace. You can use it on this Hell Knight, the cacodemon, or save it for the next big arena that you're going to be facing, because in that arena you're going to be dealing with a revenant, 3 Arachnotrons, a cacodemon, and a Hell Knight, although not exactly in that order, but I'd say use it as a way to kind of catch your breath and immediately take care of whatever is a bigger threat to you. I use it on the Hell Knight here, but again, in that bigger arena, if you don't want to risk it, you can just save it for the Arachnotron, Hell Knight, or even the cacodemon. Or even if you enter this area with just 1 fuel canister, pick that up, that's a second one. There's a third one in the next fight, which I'll show you when we get to it. And we're going to move past the goo. I'm sure someone's probably going to share a method in the comments on how to bypass it, because I know you can, I just never get it right. But as you're moving through the goo, you're going to come across 3 invincible tentacles. You can chainsaw them, you can pre-fire, you can shoot a grenade, trigger it, and then time the grenade to explode whenever the tentacle comes up. Whatever you want to do, but again, if you're trying to save your chainsaw, that's not a good idea. But you're going to come over here, pick up the Heatwave mod, and now we're going to fast forward to the next big fight. So in this fight, as you jump down into the pit of hell, right off the bat, you have an Arachnotron over here to the left, a Revenant over here to your right, zombies in the middle area for extra armor and health for glory kills, and in the back area over here, there's a floating platform with extra health pickups and a third chainsaw canister if need be. Be honest, are you sick of this bell yet? I'll stop. Now, what I normally do in this fight is, as I'm falling down, I immediately prioritize the Arachnotron, usually sticking to my normal method of 2 sticky bombs and a full volley of micro missiles to get into a glory kill state. Now, if you end up missing any of your shots for whatever reason and the Arachnotron ends up backing into this corner here, then that's fine. Don't panic. Just focus your attention over on the Revenant, who is most likely going to be in this exact same spot, as when you push that Arachnotron, that Revenant is going to try and close the gap between the two of you. And the Revenant is no problem at all. Just 2 sticky bombs and a couple plasma shots should get him in a glory kill state. I do want to make a quick note of this. Whenever you push that Arachnotron, the Revenant is always going to close the gap between the two of you. You'll notice that he was here, but sometimes if you are up on this elevated platform, then the Revenant will most likely end up here, as it seems like that's a good angle for it to try and land shots on you. But either way, it's going to end up in one of these 2 spots if you end up in this corner. Now, like I said at the beginning of this fight, my goal is to try and take care of the Arachnotron and the Revenant as quickly as possible, as you don't want to get caught up with both these demons with gargoyles or even zombies in this arena. One of them could sneak up on you and that's the end of your run. So take care of them as quickly as possible. As soon as you kill the Arachnotron and the Revenant, there's going to be a Hell Knight that spawns right here. In this gameplay, I kind of got lucky because I'm already on the elevated platform, but as soon as you kill the Arachnotron and the Revenant, that Hell Knight is going to spawn. What I like to do is, I'm always in this back corner. I use this entire space to maneuver around and try to bait enemies. In this gameplay, what I did was, I stood up top, took out all the fodder demon, dropped down to this back corner, and I basically use this as a small lane to have the demons funnel towards me. You'll notice that a fair amount of soldiers actually rushed me with the Hell Knight. If you use your grenade and didn't waste it like I did, you can use it for some small crowd control and also use it to stagger the Hell Knight, assuming that he's not already in the middle of his jumping animation. That you can't stop, so just be aware of that. I'm also using 1 dash at a time, as it helps me dash just out of the Hell Knight's reach, while leaving 1 dash in reserve in case things get too crazy. I can always dash out the back over the lava and pick up that health that's normally right there on my way out. Or if you have 3 charges for your chainsaw, you can use it here as well. If you have 2, you can go pick up that 3rd one if you are confident enough. Personally, I don't like going out in the open in this area because I just seem to have bad luck with getting hit with gargoyles and a bunch of random stuff in the air. But instead of this corner, you can also go kind of opposite the lava where that lava fall is and basically do the same thing. Just be aware that you don't get cornered, as the demons will come from both sides. Or another method I'll do is I'll hang around the launch pad and basically just keep using the launch pad as a way for the Hell Knight to not be able to effectively hit me. I use a launch pad, land on this platform, drop down from the other side, and then just keep circling around like that to stay out of his reach. After you kill the Hell Knight, there's going to be a Cacodemon that spawns right around the corner, so just be aware of that. Sometimes I like to hang around there and kind of bait him to fire. After you kill that Cacodemon, there's going to be an Arachnotron that spawns across the way, and then after you deal with this Arachnotron, the second one is going to spawn on this platform that I'm standing on, so be aware of that. You don't want to kill that Arachnotron and then immediately have the second one spawn behind you and quick swipe you. But after these 2 Arachnotrons, that is it. You just got to clear out the area of any remaining demons, whether if they be imps or gargoyles or soldiers, and then we're moving on to the next area. I also do want to say, if you didn't pick up that fuel canister in this fight, go ahead and pick it up as a second fuel canister, as you can use that on the Arachnotron that we come across in the purple goo. We can use it in the final fight. It's yet again another saving grace, so be sure to snag that on your way out if you can. Now I'm gonna skip past the smaller stuff, but just know in this next area you're gonna be coming across an Arachnotron and 2 gargoyles. There's some red barrels you can use to your advantage. After this, you're gonna pick up the next battery, and there's gonna be a Cacodemon spawning along the way and 2 fodder demon to your right. On your way climbing up this wall, I recommend you drop down and take care of this second secret encounter, as it's very easy and it's yet another extra weapon point that'll come in handy later. All you gotta do is use the plasma rifle, take out these red barrels, take out the next lost soul and the 3rd lost soul, and that is it. After you place down the battery in this next area, you're gonna come across 2 tentacles, break the wall, and then you're gonna be dealing with 3 zombies. Just take them out. What I do from here is, instead of dropping straight down, I'll turn and kind of jump on this platform on the left here, run up to this corner, drop a grenade as an imp and some other fodder demon normally comes out of the walls, and then I'll immediately turn around as there's a Cacodemon straight across from you. Although, depending on where the soldier is to my left and how far the Cacodemon is in front of me determines which one of those 2 is going to get a sticky bomb first. I mean, of course you want to prioritize the Cacodemon as that's more deadly, but I find myself quick enough to take out the soldier soldier and then the cacodemon, or even vice versa. Really doesn't matter. After you clear out this area of all the demons, including the fodder demon, this is where you come across the Arachnotron in the purple goo. By this time, you should be a pro at killing these guys. Again, you can use that chainsaw if you want. You can blood punch, sticky bomb, micro missile, 2 sticky bombs, micro missiles, really doesn't matter. Just try not to panic, as I know a lot of people do since your movement is very badly hindered here. And that's it. After this next battery pickup, what you're going to want to do is, as soon as you land into this Titan's chest cavity, you want to go off to the left here and pick up your next Sentinel Crystal, which again, I recommend finishing off the bracket that you initially invested in. In my case, it was faster cooldown for my Flame Belch, which comes in handy in that last fight, and of course in Cultist base. After this spot, you're going to deal with an Arachnotron that spawns across the way. If you have a precision bolt, you can take care of its turret from a distance. If not, you can do what I do, which is basically I like to nudge myself here at the bottom of this wall to basically bait the Arachnotron to jump down. Once it does, it's going to end up directly in front of you. Right here, I blood punch, and full volley of micro missiles should put it into a glory kill state, or of course go back to just 2 sticky bombs, full volley of micro missiles, and that should do the trick. If you end up getting tagged, you can come over here to this little secret and get your armor and health replenished. So just don't panic. If you end up getting tagged, just stay on the move. You can move to the platform we came from. You can jump from this small elevated ledge to where the Arachnotron landed, back and forth. You just want to make sure you're staying on the move. And now we're preparing for the final fight. Just so you know, I'm not going to be tackling the Slayer gates in these guides. These are more just straightforward approaches to just beating the basic levels on Ultra Nightmare mode. Besides, the one in Exultia I don't think is even worth your time. It's worth 3 weapon points, and the weapons in your arsenal right now, you're basically almost guaranteed to lose unless you're on top of your game and extremely confident. But I'm open to it. If you guys want a guide, kind of like a mini series on how to beat these on harder difficulties, then let me know. So after the cutscene with the Betrayer and then getting past all these Super Mario Brothers inspired platforming, we're dealing with the final fight. Now I'm gonna pause it right here because if you have 2 of your fuel canisters saved up, the 3rd fuel canister is right there, which you can be kind of ballsy and go straight to pick it up, or in the middle of the fight if you're panicking and you gotta just immediately eliminate an Arachnotron or a cacodemon via chainsaw, just know that's where it is. I personally never go for it, but I still feel like it's useful to know that it is there, and it is surrounded by health. There's 2 health packs right next to it. Anyways, as soon as I land, I immediately go into this portal right here on my left. Once I come out the other end of that portal, I go straight for this power up, and once that power up is grabbed, you want to turn around and immediately fire 2 sticky bombs at this Arachnotron. With this power up, that'll immediately kill it. After that, you're going to want to turn right, and at the base of these stairs, you're going to notice that a Revenant now spawned. 2 sticky bombs or sticky bomb and grenade should kill it, and as soon as he's dead, there's going to be a Hell Knight that spawns down this hallway. Again, 2 sticky bombs should kill him. The goal here is you want to do this in one solid movement. You want to kill all 3 before this power up ends. I'm pretty sure it's around the same time this Hell Knight spawns that there's a cacodemon that spawns up here. If not, the cacodemon spawns as soon as you kill the Hell Knight, but I'm 90% sure they spawn at the exact same time. So eliminating the Hell Knight this quickly allows you to immediately prioritize the cacodemon. Once the cacodemon is killed, an Arachnotron is going to spawn where the initial one was. Take care of that, and then it's all about imps and soldiers from here on. You're essentially done. Round of applause. Pat yourself on the back. Just some finishing tips on how I traverse this environment. Like usual, I never go up the middle. It's all about working on the outside, and don't be afraid to use those portals to your advantage. If you're being pressed on one, you can jump into the portal, come out from the other side, maybe pick off some fodder demon, hit the Arachnotron or the cacodemon from a different angle, whatever need be, but just don't be afraid to utilize those portals to your advantage. It's not like battle mode. There's not a cooldown on using them. But that's gonna wrap it up for Exultia. Hopefully this did help you out. If you have any questions or any other tips that you want to add to this, feel free to write that stuff down in the comment section. The most helpful tips, or tip I should say, will be pinned. I also want to say that I am currently working on Cultist base, so give me a minute as I'm trying to perfect the pit. I have pretty much the entire mission down to a T, but I want to make sure that I have that aspect foolproof, as a lot of people struggle on that mission and that part of the mission the most. And also, if you guys haven't joined the Discord yet, feel free to do that, as it's a good way to talk and communicate with other people, not just playing Doom but other video games. We have a channel that's dedicated to talking shit about Call of Duty, posting memes, or if you have any extra questions on Nightmare mode, there's plenty of people in there besides myself that have been experimenting with not only difficulties and weapon combinations, but just different approaches to different fights. So you might learn a couple extra things and get different perspectives on different fights and different arenas. But like always, guys, my name is Cynic. Thank you all so much for watching, but until next time, I'll see y'all later.